Boop, 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 boop. Seeing whether or not the broadcast actually works, which is a difficult thing to do because I only have one screen. And because I only have one screen, you get to see what I'm doing. So we're going to my YouTube channel and we're looking to see if this is a live stream. And it says it's live, and we're going to get some horrible feedback in a moment as I press the button and we see the stream for the stream. And it works. Okay, so we're going to close that and get back to work. All right, why am I streaming right now? Well, I got to get work done, and I haven't been able to get work done in a long time because my role at work is much more managerial now than it is actually getting stuff done. And I personally love getting stuff done. And when I can't get stuff done, I suffer. So actually, how do I keep that chat window docked without losing OBS? I guess I really can't. Not like anyone's probably even going to talk anyway, right? So let's go back to screen and camera. We'll put this down, I don't know, somewhere down there and hope for the best. Put this, can I do that? No, it's not going to let me do that. This is why I need multiple screens. So anyway, what I'm working on right now is something that I don't do very often, and that is working directly with character creation. This is a character I downloaded from Adobe, what is it, Maximo, and I'm trying to set up the IK rig for the camera for the character at the moment. So what we have here is this character called AJ. He's got an animator on him, a Reach IK, and an AJ script. I'm calling him AJ just because that's the name of the character from Miximo or Maximo. I can never remember what it's called. So we'll end up changing that name sometime in the future. But what we're doing now is getting IK smoothly blending back and forth. So if we go ahead and hit the play button on our view, and we have our character right here, we go ahead and zoom on them. What we've done for the moment is I've created a pick up object trigger bool value, which I'll click, and you'll notice it switches into an animation. The character moves forward. If we grab the block or the foot, the hand, not the foot, is now bound via IK to that object. Okay, and we've got a series of 3 different IK layers going on right here. We've got an overall base layer, which is where the character is sitting. That's not its natural state. We have to be pushed there. Then we have the top layer, in which case I've taken a sitting forward animation and split it into 3 subsequent animations: a sitting forward, a sit forward, and a sit backward. And then on top of that, we have an IK one, which would hopefully override all of the above in, a perfect world. But what I'm dealing with right now is timing. So timing's not very good and it's not perfect. I am handing this script off to another person who is going to be working with it. So I've got to get all the functionality in place to make this easy. So there we can see the IK working relatively okay. But we'll also notice, though, that the bind point on the hand is actually kind of in a crap location. If we go ahead and make that cube invisible, we'll see the bind point is the wrist. And what I'd really like to have probably is a bind point somewhere right there for when I parent things. So let's stop running this and open up our character. And so there's our character right there. And let's take a look at the overall hierarchy and jump into here. So you've got our spine. We've got our left. I'm going to do this for both the right and left sides. So let's find that. So we're dealing primarily with the right side. And let's see how long we can go down. So we have the right hand, but we also have, let's see, middle finger, pinky, and thumb. So what is the thumb? So the thumb is actually way far up in there. It's not bad, but it's certainly not a point that I want to bind to. So I'm thinking let's go under the hand itself and create a new empty game object and see if we can't shove it under the hand. And we're going to call this, we want to call it something about holding an object. Hold point, holding position. We'll just call it holding point for now. And we'll make that lowercase, so holding point. And let's move this. Let's first reset the transforms. So that's where it's right now. We also want to make sure our z-axis is properly oriented. So we're going to put this, like, I don't know, maybe around there is a good spot for holding. Then let's also rotate this point as well. So let's see, I want z-axis to be facing down that way, which means I need to do a 90-degree rotation somewhere around there. So that's where our z is pointed, right about there. And actually, I'm going to mess with this just a little bit. I want it to be kind of more in line with the hand. Not exactly sure if this is right. We're going to find out. Now my y-axis, my up axis is coming out that side, which I don't really want. So let's rotate that, I don't know, 90-ish degrees going that way, hit run. So we got our x coming out this way, our y going up out there, and our z-axis going out that way as well. Okay, so hopefully that works out for us. So that's going to be our holding point. If we're going to be using or working with a holding point, then we're also going to need to be we need to have access to that holding point, right? So the holding point is where an object will be bound to. So let's do another serialized field, and let's do, let's see, transform right holding point, or holding point right is equal to null. We're going to need another one as well. So let's make another one, serialize field, and let's do a transform holding point left equals null. All right, so we've got both of those, holding point left, holding point right. These need to be set up, so coming back over here, oh, I need to duplicate this object. So let's go to holding point. Let's holding point right. Let's copy, right click, copy, and open up the, so we have the left. We're going to want to find the right. Excuse me, we have the right, we want the left. So spine, spine, shoulder, left arm, there we are. Okay, so we're going to put this underneath the left hand. So we've got a holding point. We're going to shove it, it is under the left hand, right? Now it is. We also have a sleeve. I'm not exactly sure what this sleeve is for. But in a perfect world, if we grab the other right holding point, this looks like it should be flipped across this axis, right? And that is the world x-axis, most likely. So if we do that, well, that didn't do anything. That only minor, oh, I'm sorry, it's relative, it's not in world coordinates. So if we, okay, so screw it. Let's reset this going that way. And we want the z-axis pointing out what? Z-axis points that way, so we want the z-axis to be 90 degrees going this way. So that's the first part. We also want it to be offset. So we're going to offset it like to there, and we're going to offset it down a bit there. And then I also want the y-axis to go upwards, right? So if we hit this, let's see. How is that? All right, that's not bad. So we'll say that's our grabbing point for this object. And let's just make it do a sanity check. So that one's going up that way. This one's going up that way. So that's not right. So this one, the y-axis is shooting, wait a second, shooting out by the thumb. But my x-axis is flipped. And there's really nothing I can do about that. So we're going to just say screw it to the x-axis. We don't need the x-axis at all. Okay, let's move the game view off to the side for a second. So we've got our two holding points. We're going to have our two holding points here and here. So now we need to go to AJ itself and put those where they need to be. So we have holding point right. We're going to change this one to holding point left. And in a perfect world, we would also go through and search this hierarchy automatically and fix this problem. But we're not going to do that right now. So let's go to holding point left, and holding point right. So we now have access to those parts. And inside of here, so in update right now we have a trigger, and this is going to start a coroutine which picks the object up. When this picking up of the object occurs, then we are going to need to, at the very end of it, do the parenting part of this. So here we pass in the pickup object. The problem is that the pickup object is actually not the object we're picking up. Instead, we're picking up the pivot of the object. So that's another thing we're going to have to fix as well, is that while we have that object, really we want to go up the hierarchy. And that's not always true. So that's another thing we're going to have to think about too. So here we have pickup object. This happens, and we have pickup object dot set parent reach ik dot right hand ik target. That's not what I want. What I really want to do is, and actually that's not even right. I was parenting something to itself, which is no wonder why it failed. What I want to do is parent it here to the holding point right or the holding point left. So let's come over here and set the parent of that object to the holding point right. Now, CR pickup object right now takes in transform pickup object. It does not specify the left or the right hand. We do need to do that as well. So let's do, how do I want to do this? We could do a bool value. We could make an enum for which IK we're dealing with, but we're only dealing with two different ones. So why don't we just do bool right-handed is equal to true for right now. For right now, the character will always be right-handed, which means that the right hand will happen. So we can do if, actually, wait a second. So we're doing leaning, set bool, lean forward, true. The character always leans forward. Cause the character to lean forward. Okay, then we return null. I do this just to give myself a little bit of a gap. This isn't perfect, actually. It doesn't instantaneously go from this into the next step, and I have to figure out why. It has something to do with the animator and how things work. But we go from this to this, and what I might want to do is actually, no, I do want to do this. I want to do it this way because the key thing about using this system is that it does allow for blending. I don't want this state to instantaneously change. That's actually going to run me into some problems. So let's instead, let's see, hold on one quick second. So we're going to go yield return null, float time till lean forward ends. So here's where I query how long the current animation clip takes. And that is the layer index of that clip. So if we come over here, that means I'm working with layer 2. And I'm saying, what is my current animation clip, which hopefully is animation sitting forward, because if it's new state, then I'm kind of screwed. What I also want to do is query how long anim sitting forward takes and wait until that finishes truthfully to make this work. But then we do yield return new wait for seconds, the time until that lean forward ends. Then we do a transitionary period. How long is it going to take for the IK to do its job? How much time has passed while we're trying to make the IK slowly move from one to the other. Then we do a right IK right hand pickup target. So here I am specifying what the target of the IK system is going to be. And that is controlled by another script called reach IK. This is a doctored up version of the one you can find on the Unity website in terms of how it actually works. Where the heck is this? Hold on a second. Is this even working? Yes, it is working. Good. So it's a doctored up version of the IK script that you find on their website. I've just broken it down into a few more function calls and added some things that allow us to dynamically change the weight through different functions. So reach right IK, so here's another part too, is that we're doing the reach right IK hand for this. So let's see if we can't, if right-handed, we're going to do all the right-handed stuff there, else, and then we'll do the left-handed stuff here. So a right-handed thing that can be done at the beginning is reach IK right-handed IK target, which we'll do there. Then we need to do reach IK dot left-handed IK target is going to be equal to pick up object. Once again, pick up object could be wrong. It might not be the correct object. Really, I should probably have a class that encapsulates picked up objects to make this entire thing work. Then we do this, IK transition time. While IK current time is less than or equal to the transition time, we are going to increase the amount of time that has passed. We are going to set the IK. So reach IK.setRightIK. And this makes this value between 0 and 1 by doing a division between the total time and the current time. And then we wait for the next frame. Yield return null. Then we do reach IK.setRightIK. This is another part that needs to be based upon if I'm dealing with the left or the right hand instead. But this part has to happen at the end. So let's just do this. Put that there. Put this here. We'll do reach left IK. This is just to make sure that the IK is fully set to 1. It's possible that it wasn't correctly at 1 based upon what the amount of time elapsed was. It could have been less than 1. It could have been more than 1 for all we know. Although really, actually it could have been more than 1. So this happens for the left and the right hand. Then we do pick up object, and this part also is dependent upon which one of these happens. So we're going to do pickup object set parent holding point right or holding point left for this. So we have the two right there going on. And the next up is yield return null. So we're done with, I don't even technically need to do that. We're done with the entire function call, excuse me, at this point. Okay, so that's how we're going to handle that. Let's come down here and take a look at what's going on. Let's go ahead and move our game view, and can we make a little bit more room actually, because now my layout's not perfect for this kind of work. What happens if we put the game view at the bottom? Yeah, let's do that. So we'll hit run or play. Okay, so there we have our character right there. If we come over to AJ and we go ahead and press pick up object. Oh, all right, that's not working. Let's take a look at our console. It looks like we have an error. So where did I move the console to? Let's move that over here for a moment. Actually, I don't really need that much room, do I? I need to do that over there. So, failed to call function CR pickup object of class AJ, calling function CR pickup object one parameter, but the function requires two. All right, this is because I changed how this function works, and you have to pass it now which hand, the bool value, no wait, that's not the right one. Wait a second. Come back over here. This is in CR pickup object. In class AJ, CR pickup object. Start coroutine CR pickup object. CR pickup object says requires two. I guess when you call a coroutine in this way, it actually requires you to specify all parameters for it, and it doesn't know. I wonder if we call the function this way, that this will work, where we provided a default state for it and it will work. So coming back over here, let's clear this out, stop running, and let's hit run. Okay, let's go ahead and press dink. All right, so he moves forward, he grabs the block, but the block popped. Did you notice that? So why did the block pop? For a couple reasons. The block was then parented to that spot. The character then moved to get to that block. That block then caused the IK to move. So we probably need to turn off inverse kinematics at that point. But if we do that, see, yeah, check out the double, let's check that out. So it's right there. That's the problem that we're running into. When it became parented to the object, there was then a difference between the two. So I actually need to say IK, stop what you're doing. But if I tell IK to stop what it's doing, the problem is that the character is going to go back to the old animation. So I think I need to have a dummy position that it's currently dealing with, right? Because of this offset that I have with where it actually gets attached to the hand, because it's not getting attached in the correct place. Now, actually, I wonder if I had this attach to the hand itself. So if we did AJ and we found the holding point right and holding point left, and I assume that it's the left hand and the right hand that are probably the correct offsets. So if we do that one and this one here, and then we hit run, this might not cause it to pop, but I still have the box in the wrong spot. So let's where's AJ? Hey AJ, and let's click you there. So you're going to move forward, grab the object, but the object still popped. And I assume that's because when we parent the object to it, there's probably a bunch of things going on with the orientation of the object and the position of, So do we really want to parent it? We might not want to do a direct parent-child relationship. We might want to instead do something else. So coming back over here, let's just take a look at the manual for IK and see what they did in their script when the robot reaches out for the object. So let's go to, we don't want animation states. We actually want the IK stuff. Animation, Monitor IK. It should be under animation, shouldn't it? Yeah, animation. There should be a section under it for IK. See, animation controllers, animation, no. Animation clips, no. State machine, inverse kinematics, all right. So yeah, here we go. This is where the robot picks up an object. So here it has a goal, and I assume that the IK and where it's set up on this object, so yeah, they have a grab handle. Yeah, I don't think we want to bind this directly. That's the problem. We don't want to do a parent-child thing. We want it to be tracked or bound to the object. So let's just create a new script called, we want to turn the IK off is what we want to do at that point. So maybe we should add that next part where we go from, oh, raid invitation. So maybe we want to, I'm trying to think how we actually want to do this. Because I don't want to actually deal with the true position of the object. I don't want to deal with the actual transform of the object. I instead want to deal with the position of the object. So here I'm passing a transform for an IK target. Does the IK care about the orientation of the object? That's what I don't know. So if we go to AJ, hit run, and we grab AJ and have it move forward, AJ grabs the object and then it bound to that object. But if I rotate this object, oh boy. Yeah, see, making this a direct child of the parent-child hierarchy while the inverse kinematics are going on is a bad idea. We're not doing that. So we're going to have to get rid of that part, which means we're instead going to need to, let's create a new script. New script called, how do I want to do this? I want to turn, I want to turn the IK off slowly. So maybe that's what I do. The object, it needs to remember the dummy position and orientation of the prior object. So let's just do that. Let's do vector 3. I don't want to call it dummy. I want to say grabbed object. It's for specifically for transitioning, but what I want to call this, let's just call it dummy position equals vector 3.0 and dummy orientation. So we'll also do so that's a vector 3. But when I back off, when I pass, oh God, do I have to create a bogus object temporarily for this to work? What do I pass the quaternion function? Not the quaternion. What do I pass the inverse kinematics? So here we do a set IK position and a set IK rotation. We do pass it a quaternion. Okay, good. Which means that we can store a dummy quaternion, dummy rotation. Rotation is equal to a quaternion dot identity. So we're going to store both of those away. Dummy position and dummy rotation. So when this coroutine fires, this happens. Then we are going to remember the way things were and then slowly back off. So we've done parenting, which yes, I know is a no-no. But first, we're going to do dummy position is equal to holding point, not holding point, right. Pick up object, pick up object dot position, and we'll do dummy rotation is going to be equal to pick up object dot quaternion. Fritz, stop! Out. My food. Dot rotation. All right, we're going to do that for there. We're going to also do this for the left hand as well. So now that we have the dummy, what we're going to start doing is backing this stuff off. So we're going to put this at the top to make sure it's the right value. We're going to get rid of, where the parenting's fine, but we're no longer going to be doing this next bit where we are continually updating it. So we need to start to back off the IK. And how do we do that? Well, on animator over here gets called, and using set left IK is set left IK takes in the weight and also reapplies and applies those weights to the position and the rotation part. So right now we actually don't control them separately. We control them all in one go. Good morning. Okay, my son missed stuff while he was away, so now I need to have him handle that. Anyway, oh, I've got stuff in my eye. We're not going to worry about differentiating the weight and the rotation at the moment. What we are going to worry about is how this works. So we have set IK set to 1. Now we're going to have a while loop. And in this while loop, we are going to set float IK current time. And this could become another function at this point. But for right now, we're just going to not do that. Let's reset the time. We're going to keep the transition time to be the same as well for up here. I'm going to say the transition into reaching for an object and the transition time for unreaching an object are going to be the same. But what we want to do now is Fritz, back off. Psst. That cat just will not go away. He has food. He has plenty of water. He wants my my sandwich. Yield return null. He is back. Fritz, down. Down, Fritz. Psst. Down. Down. It's a mister, so it's not even much water. Yield return null. Okay, we need reach IK, set right IK to slowly go downwards instead of upwards. So here, IK current time is going to be equal to, let's just invert this because we actually want the value to be 1. So we're going to do 1.0f minus the normalized value of the current time divided by the transitionary time. This value will slowly rise to 1. Subtracting 1 from that means it will slowly go down to 0. Eventually, this will finish, and what we'll want to do is do a set right IK directly equal to 0. This will reset the weights and make that work as well. Now we can take this portion that we have here, copy this, and bring this down to this other else loop. And then down here, we're going to do set left IK and subtract those times from it. We'll do another set left IK. Now we still have this problem child right here, this set parent holding point right, set parent holding point left. But what I want to do is just make sure that this part works. We're going to reach out to the object. Then we are going to let go of the object. And then we'll, hopefully it will work out. So let's go ahead and hit run. Okay, we're in our seated pose, in our animation state. We come up to AJ, and we're going to press this, reaches out to the object, and then pulled his arm back. And then after that, we want AJ to settle back down into his seated pose as well. That's the next thing we are going to do. I wish I had another monitor. You know what? I think I do have another monitor. It's in the basement. I wonder if setting up another monitor while all this is going. What is this exactly? Oh, sorry. What is this? This is a IK system for a project I'm working on at work. It's funded by another faculty member. It's meant for training parents and doctors in how to uh, when there's a learning lesson or something else going on. The idea is that with someone who has severe autism, there can be certain cues, certain behaviors you need to watch out for, certain ways you need to handle the situation. And this is meant to not actually teach the person who has autism. This is meant for the folks like the parents of the child or the doctor who has to work with a severe autistic individual who might go to the hospital. And the sounds and the sensory issues that are around them might be giving them more stress than usual, in which case it becomes even more difficult for you to perform a procedure or to get a normal physical checkup done. So this is meant to walk a person through the different steps. This is a crappy avatar I downloaded online from Mixamo, and I'm setting up the different states for having an inverse kinematic system where the avatar reaches out to grab different parts. Because part of this project is you are telling the child to grab blocks, you are telling the child to do different things, and this is all the systems necessary to make that part work. Something as stupid as having a character reach out, grab an object, then bring it back to them is what we're working on right now. So we have pickup CR, coroutine pickup object. We've got this stuff happening. The next part that we want to have happening in the coroutine is settle back into chair. So let's go up here to our animator set bool leaning forward, and we are going to end that. So, and we're going to set that to be equal to false. That will then make the character lean backwards. Right now, we don't have anything blocking you from issuing other commands, but that's fine. I highly doubt anything that's going to be scripted will cause the character to do lots of things all at once. Let's just move this primarily to the game view. And actually, no, let's stick to the scene view. And let's go ahead and press this button. The character leans forward, character grabs the block, character will move their hand back, and we are not moving out of sit forward. So that's probably because we don't have a condition to exit. So our current state here has us transition by doing leaning forward is equal to true. Sitting forward has an exit time, which is right here, has exit time, and it moves on to sit forward. Sit forward then will continue to repeat, and what we need then now is for this to have an exit time. Hold on a second. Actually, this could be anything, right? So we're going to do sit backward. No, we need a property here called leaning forward to be set to false. Let's hit save, hit run. And we are going to go to our scene view and take a look at AJ. So let's go ahead and press this. AJ moves forward. It's going to be grabbing the block. AJ moves the block back and sits back at that point with wherever the object should be. AJ's thumbs are a little wonky, don't you think? At least that one thumb is kind of off, but whatever. I don't think I have a Adobe Mixamo. I don't think I have an animation for this character that's just the hands opening. Let's log in. Oh my gosh, really? And here we go. Okay. So let's look up a grab and see if there's something with just the fingers for this character. So, grab. There's no grab. Hand. So there's a shaking hands. Raising a hand. I just want fingers. I actually don't know if I have enough bones in this character's hand to do this. now that I think about it. Let's take a look at, we do have a left index, left pinky, right pinky. So if we zoom in on these, well, we don't have a whole lot. It looks like all we have are the, what are they, the carpals, not the metacarpals, which would be the fingers. So we could change the rotation of a finger probably, I assume like this maybe. But that would be the best we could do. All right, is there something else I can search for? No, hand, let's see. Hand is, okay, so there is something going on with that hand. That's a shaking hand. Hand, about finger or clasp. All right. That's a pointing one. Pointing might actually be a good one to have. Dance, dice, idle. Let's make this animation a little bit less crazy. So you'll notice it's intersecting the face. So that's a seated pose, I assume the character's in. Not that it really matters, but let's put them fully seated because that's how I'm going to use most of these. Let's mess with the character arm space a bit. See if we can't get it to not intersect the face. Okay, that's better. That's much better. But really, all I care about are the fingers in this case. And this is also only for the right hand. Let's see, let's try to, what if we increase overdrive? That's just the speed at which the animation goes. Let's decrease that. Everything we're doing here is going to be slower anyway, and we'll break this animation into a series of 3 different states. But this means oh, what's going on with the fingers? You notice how the fingers are going through the fingers? Yeah, see? Check that out. Something is going on here. This finger is going through itself? What is inside of it? Is that the thumb? No, thumb's up there. Why is that doing that? All right, what if we decrease the overdrive, increase the direction? Oh, the direction is that orientation, but I don't really care about direction. Yeah, see, you get like there's a knuckle popping through that. Or is that other, it can't be that other finger, is it? All right, let's turn overdrive way down. And actually do this. So let's see. So see that finger? Oh, just pause. Pause. We'll see this here. So what is happening? Yeah, see there? It looks like the finger is going inside of itself. Yeah, see they curl up. Curl, 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 curl. Up on themselves. But there are more bones. How many bones? Oh, we do have metacarpals. Okay, so that's good. But this is, it doesn't give me really much to do with the fingers, does it? What if we increase the arm space? Overdrive should probably be faster regardless. Let's set the direction to be 0 and see what happens. Okay, so that's, well, we're going to have direction be 90 degrees. So I guess 45 degrees, would that be directly in front of the character? Yeah, 45 would be directly in front. So we'll do 45, enter. What's going on here? Direction. 45. Thank you. All right. And overdrive, let's not make it crazy. All right. I wish there was, if we lower the arm space, will the arm get lower? But it does intersect the face. Maybe a tiny bit more. All right, I can deal with that. Let's download this animation. We're going to do it without the skin, no keyframe reduction. That's all good. Download. And what is this, pointing? So let's find the project. Assets, avatar, AJ. And we are going to do anim pointing. Seated pointing. Save. Because we might want it for something else. Grab, point, hold, holding walking, holding down. Really what I care about are the fingers. Restraint, box, idle, farming, holding off assailant. That might be the right hand position. I really, really, really wish they, I wish they organized the animations based on, based upon what parts of the body it was, because I'm not exactly sure what to even look up. What if we just, fine, we'll just start here. Reaction, old man jumping down, crouch to stand, praying, capoeira. Fingers are open. We could load this into Maya and I could create my own animation for it, my own state for grabbed. We could do that, actually. The more that I'm thinking about it, the more I might actually do that. We're hitting, we're running. Is there not a hold? Holding down, holding idle. Agony. Well, here's something. So the crouch idle has the hands in an interesting pistol idle. So they're holding something though. That might be good. We don't need the we don't need what's going on with the feet. So what's happening with the hands? Check out that little smear right there on the hand. It looks like there's an eyelash attached to the fingers. That's a texture problem, it seems like. But both hands are pretty... This one might be good for the grab. I wish the thumb was more open. Huh. Like a grab holder of coffee. Disarmed. I don't need the whole... Alright. This isn't super important. We did get another animation. It's fine. We're going down a rabbit hole with this one. I mean, we kind of don't need to. So what's the problem now? The problem is that we need to stop IK from being influenced by the wrong thing. So here we're having it influenced by one thing. Over here, we have it being influenced by... So this is the actual IK script that handles that. So we have set left IK, set right IK. And you'll notice that this is for the left hand and the right hand and has a weight. But what it's actually targeting is set up in the on animator IK part of this, which is separate. So if animator IK left active, what we want to do here is have this part, left hand IK target, left hand IK target rotation and position be set to something different. Right now we were taking in a transform, but we're not working with a transform because we're actually working with a dummy object now, and we're just recording or storing the position and the rotation of that dummy object right here. So we could get rid of this, and instead, the only good benefit to this was that if the object moved, the IK would update with it. Now it's going to be a position-based thing. So let's just do that. Public vector 3 right hand IK target equals vector 3.0, and then public vector 3 right hand IK rotation, is equal to quaternion, quaternion dot identity, and we will make this a quaternion. And so that's the right position. And then we'll do the same thing for the left hand for right now. So let's do a left hand. Let's do a left hand, save. We're going to get rid of these for now. We're going to go with these ones instead. IK position, IK rotation. Now, we're going to go to this part down here, and this is where we're going to change everything. So actually this should be right hand. Actually, there's always, we're going to get rid of this target crap. There we go. And now we're going to do position. We're going to do right hand IK rotation. And what else do we have? Animator set IK position weight. So wait, why do we have a position weight set? We have a set left IK, set right IK. This is setting the thing. But then we have an animator IK position weight here. But we set the position weights everywhere else. There's no reason for me to be double setting the position weight. So we're going to get rid of that one. We're going to get rid of that too and save that. Okay, so now we just need to set those things. So we're going to do, we have a dummy position and a dummy rotation. And then really we don't need to store these. We're going to do reach IK dot right IK hand position is going to be equal to dummy position. We're going to do reach IK dot left hand and IK position is going to be equal to dummy rotation. We're going to lock those two down. And we're going to do, why are you giving me crap? Oh, right hand IK rotation is going to be equal to that. We're going to grab both of these, the left and the right hand. We're going to go to dummy position. We're going to paste both of these. We're going to do left. We'll do left. Okay, so that's going to be set to those two as well. Really, this code is the same. We could be doing this outside of this, right? Because it doesn't matter which hand it went to. The object is going to end up being the same. So let's just get rid of that for now. Let's give ourselves a bit of a note though. So reach right hand target. So this needs to change too. So this is going to end up being not dummy positions, but we're going to set these over here. So we want to do enter, paste these two in here, and this is going to end up being the pickup object dot position. This is going to be the pickup object dot rotation. We're going to get rid of that. We're going to grab these two, put them down here, and this will end up being, ooh, I've got a headache. I'm getting tired. Okay. We'll get rid of all that. Alright, so that should be good enough. Alright, so coming back over here. Oh, I hate it when the camera resets like that. There is a bug in Unity that I've noticed, at least this version number. So let's grab AJ and hit bink. AJ moves forward. Object. Okay. The dummy stuff works, but we're not getting anything parented properly. So here's the cube, and that's the IK target. But even though it's still running, technically, something should have been parented on, or do we turned off the parenting? Oh, excuse me. We turned off the parenting, so let's turn the parenting on, after we do the dummy object and see what happens. So let's do right hand. We set the right IK. Why am I doing this? Oh no, that's all fine. This doesn't even need to happen. I don't know why I'm storing. Oh no, I have to do that. No, I do. Okay, so pickup object.setParent. We'll do holding point right. Now pickup object dot parent is what I really want to do. Is what I really want to handle. So let's grab that and do. Oh wow, I'm really tired. Let's grab the parenting part down here. I don't know. I need to do this after this happens because I want to grab that position and do that. And then what I also want to do is possibly reorient the object. So pick up object.parent.setParent holding point left is what we then want. Okay. So let's see if we wow, parent properly at this point. Let's hit run. Reaches out. Oh, object reference set to an instance of an object. Not set to an instance of an object, so it's null. Okay. So set parent. So it's saying the parent of this object is null, which means whatever I have stored is probably the cube and not the cube's pickup position. So if we go down to this object, you'll see it's just set to cube transform. So what I actually want is this one here. And then the next thing I'm going to do is we're going to change what we parent to based upon what's above it. So if pick up object dot parent is equal to null, then we're just going to parent whatever the object you gave us to. Otherwise, I'm going to assume that it's one further up in the hierarchy because you should be really using a pivot point. So if it's equal to null, we are, and then else, we will do this. So this will not be dot parent. That's, no, yeah, that's correct. Okay. We're going to grab these now, or at least these two. Screw it. We'll grab all three lines. We'll come down here. We'll find the part where we do this. We'll paste this. And then we'll grab holding point left. And then we'll do holding point right. And we'll get rid of that line. Now, we've given ourselves a little bit of a safety net if someone else uses this and they use the main object that's like at a root node instead of something else. It's not perfect, but it's a bit of safety. Let's see. Let's go back to AJ. Press AJ. Moves forward, grabs the object, and what do you know? There we are. All right. Cubes are wonderful. Cubes are great. I'm sorry, but if I'm trying to get very picky with what the object is, cubes ain't going to fly. So this is also when I might need to talk to someone else to find out what's going on and what objects we actually have. So maybe I should fire up Discord and take a look. Okay. So we've got the kid picking stuff up, but once again, we're going to want things to be oriented properly, which means we're going to need an object to work with. So let's go ahead and open up Maya. I'm going to make a cup in, oh, what the fudge? This is where things kind of suck a little bit. All right. Uh-oh, apparently I don't know my password. And now we need my passcode. Oh my gosh, this computer has been off for a while now. So let's see. This is why I need another monitor. I should buy another monitor. I just don't have the money for it. This computer is actually about 5 years old at this point. The CPU isn't really doing a great job anymore either. But it's got a good GPU in it. So why did the red icon disappear from that? Anyway, let us do a, let's see. Let's just do a new project, who cares? And let's make a cup. Frame up, right click, edge, grab the edges of this thing. Let's just do a, no, we won't do that. We're going to come up here, we're going to do this, delete this, grab, double click. We're going to do, let's see, shift, right click, extrude edge, bring the edges inwards, something like that. Hit the G key to repeat the command, bring them down, I don't know, to maybe about there. Double click, right click, edge, grab the whole thing, fill the hole. Fill hole, please. Fill that hole. Now we just need a little cup that comes out of this. So why don't we just grab a boo. Let's do poly modeling. We can just do we do a torus. Yeah, why not? Take it, hold down the J key to snap, rotate this, bring it over here, bring it on over there. Before we do too much else, let's open up the channel box. Ugh. Get back over there. We want you docked, please. Right in there, please. Not there. I want you in this thing. Why are you being a pain in my rear? Let's go from UV editing to just standard modeling. There we go. Modeling toolkit. Let's go over to the channel box. Bring this into there. Open up the inputs. Find this. We do not need the, let's see, what's sectional radius? What if we do 0.75? Nope, we want the opposite. Let's do 0.25 instead. That is much better. Okay, so we're going to right click Facebook, or face this, delete all of these. We're going to do F8, grab this, scale it down a bit, move this over here, and just shove this in there. Maybe scale it up a little bit better. And then what we can also do is we can also do a few other things, right? And grab all these, 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 grab all these. Let's grab this one too. Now that I think about it, I'm going to grab everything but the end one and just pull it out a little bit to give the character some more space to grab. And good enough. So now we have a cup. We're going to grab both of these. This is a lot of edge loops. I really don't need so many, but this is a test. And you know what? Why don't we do this too? Why don't we bevel that edge a little bit? Make that a little bit lower. Add another segment in there. Same thing on the inner lip. Let's just bevel that edge. You never know. You know what? No one's going to use this. Why do I care? This is a temp model. I should not do any of this, but it annoys me. So there we go. Grab this, grab that. Let's go ahead and fuse these two together. This should be, let's see, difference. Combine. So we've combined these two. Let's call this cup. I'm going to CUP, edit, delete all types history, grab it. That's my center point. We're going to do a, let's set the, well, let's Let's go on the bottom, hold down DV, vertex snap that to the bottom there. We're going to hold down the X key and move that there. And now we are going to, see, our rotation too is kind of wonky. We are going to have a place, public group. I have a meeting in 5 minutes. All right, we'll have to get off the stream, and I'll jump back on when I'm done with my meeting because I am nowhere near done. So we have this piece here. I'm going to rotate this whole thing 90 degrees. 90 degrees like this. Okay. And that's forward now for the cup, is what I would normally expect. We could also come in here and do a modify. Let's see, let's go to create a locator. I think this is what I'll do. And I'm going to position the locator in here. Let's grab the locator, make it a child of cup. And move this to, I don't know, where's the center point? Let's do this and snap that to a V right there. And we'll say that's the locator. That's where we want the hand to actually go when it's trying to grab the object. So let's say grab point or pick up point. I like grab point better. Let's go with grab point. How about that? So now we have a cup, edit, delete all by type, history, file. We'll do game exporter. Why not? We'll do triangulate, tangents and binormals, blend shapes we don't need, skinning we don't need, split vertex normals I'll turn on. Actually, I don't know. I guess that's okay. And then we'll do a file. Let's go to this project, desktop, passion, here, assets, models. We'll do new folder, grabable. Let's just call it pickups, maybe. I keep switching back and forth. I'm going to have to make a choice between pickupable or grabbable or holdable something. So we'll choose that, and we'll choose cup. Let's go to export. Choose a file name to, oh wait, export all. I want to do export selection. I want to grab the cup as well. Hit export. Export successful. Let's go back over to Unity really fast. And here we go. So we'll go to AJ. And we'll go to models, pickups, cup. We'll grab the cup and bring it into the scene. Hit F. So the cup's really tiny. So let's scale the cup up. And let's put the cup where the cube is instead. What are we set to? Pivot and local? How come the pivot's off to the side? That's the grabbable part. That's the cup part. But the cup's wonky. That's probably because I did not do a transform thing. So let's go back to my cup, modify, freeze transform. Yeah, we have a 90-degree offset. Let's hit apply. And honestly, while we're over here, might as well increase the size of this thing. What did we increase it by in Unity? We increased it by almost a factor of 10. So let's just go ahead and do that. And we'll do a modify, freeze transforms, file, game exporter, cup, export, yes, okay, minimize, minimize. Coming back over here now. Now the cup is way big because we got to rescale it down to 111. And now its orientation is also wonky, so let's redo that too. And let's get rid of this stupid cube. Now we have a cup, and we have AJ. For AJ, we're going to set the object to pick up to be the grab point of the cup. Now let's hit run. And let's see what happens. So, AJ. Boop. Going there. Ooh. Why'd you go to the center point? Hold on a second. AJ should be going for the center point transform of the object. Right? So let's take the cup and move this really fast. I think this has to do with where AJ's IK is set up. Or I could be completely wrong. But we're going to have him move forward. And he's going for that. Okay. Let's move the grab point within location and hit run. All right, I'm going to have to jump off the stream for a few minutes. I've got some work appointments to do. But if we do that, AJ moves forward. AJ did grab that part. So I think I need more of an offset. So the grab point needs to be, I don't know, maybe there-ish. We'll move this a little bit closer. Now let's hit run. And let's make AJ do AJ's thing. AJ went. But the orientation is wonky. It's off by 90 degrees. So I actually might want, I'm wondering if I want the grab point, like the X, to be vertical instead. So if we rotate this 90 instead and we hit W, now X is kind of up. Now let's hit run and see if AJ rotates AJ's hand to fit. So coming over here, hit run. Oh boy, no, that's, okay, AJ, your arm broke. So we're going to take the grab point, and what we actually want is the Y, we want the X-axis to be down, I suppose. So we're going to do this, perhaps. We're going to hit run. Hit run. Okay, now AJ's hand is vertical. AJ picked up the object. So now we can just move the grab point maybe up and over and hit run. I'm probably getting people asking why I'm not in my meeting. Run, scene. Okay, there we go. This is better. Okay, and then AJ moves back and AJ has the object. Okay, I can live with that. All right, we're going to pause. Right now, I'm going to get back to work in a few minutes. I just need to do some meetings, and we'll see everyone soon. Let's see. Can I pause? No, I have to stop.